guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm going to be doing my favorite books of 2016. This list is in the order I think I read them in, except for the last two, which are my two favorites of the year. There's a tie because I couldn't just choose one. This list has 6 books on it, which is a lot less than last year's list. I don't know if that's because I'm getting picky. I did read less books than last year, so that could also be part of why. First, let's talk about Messenger by Lois Lowry. This is the 3rd book in the Giver Quartet, so I can't really tell you much about it. The Giver Quartet is a dystopian trilogy that's set in the future and society is different, hence dystopian trilogy. Kind of hard to give a synopsis because every book features a different main character, but they're all connected. And since The Messenger is the 3rd book, it's not the end, but I think I like this book the best. It was intended to be the finale for this series, and I thought it would have been a great finale, but then Lois Lowry decided to add the 4th book, which was also pretty good, but this would have been like a great finale in my opinion. Wink Poppy Midnite by April Genevieve Tucholke. This is about a girl named Wink, a girl named Poppy, and a boy named Midnite who is caught between them. And I can't really tell you much more because this is definitely a book you want to go into not knowing basically anything. This was kind of a surprise for me because I don't think I had such strong feelings about it when I immediately finished reading it, but as time goes on, I find myself thinking about this book more and more and like realizing how much I liked it, which is kind of the opposite for me. Usually as I get further removed from a book, the more I'm like, oh, it had this issue and this issue, but this one I'm like, oh, it was really good in this aspect and this aspect and this aspect. And so I really want to reread it because I feel like my opinion would change. It's not like I disliked it when I first read it. I really did like it, but I just like it so much more now. So that's why it's on this list. And I do want to reread it because I want to do a full review. I'm mad I didn't do one when I had originally read it, so I want to reread it and then do a review hopefully next year. Night Film by Marisha Pessel. This is about a reporter who gets caught up in the mystery of the apparent suicide of the daughter of a famous filmmaker. I'm not going to go too deep in the synopsis here because this is definitely a really popular one on BookTube for good reason in my opinion. This is probably on a lot of other people's favorites lists of the year too. It's just really good. The mystery is like so enthralling. You feel like you're part of the case and you're solving the mystery right alongside the main character, and the aspect of mixed media that's involved in here is pretty cool. There's like websites and things like that dispersed throughout the novel, which adds that little fun extra aspect. It's just such a great mystery with twists and turns at every corner, and I actually had to put the book down because I was like too involved in it. Milk and Honey by Ruby Kaur. This is another really popular one. I'm not sure as much on BookTube, but definitely on like Booklr, on Tumblr. This is a poetry collection about love, life, feminism, everything, and it's just so heartfelt. You can feel the meaning behind every word that Ruby Kaur chose to put down, and it just made me feel a lot of things. And this is actually a book that I can see myself rereading in the future because some parts of it didn't really apply to me now, but I can see how they could in the future, and I think they would be really great to reread. So this is kind of a book that you can reread at different times in your life. Okay, so the next 2 books are my favorite books of the year. They're at a tie in my mind. I don't want to make one higher than the other, so I'm not going to. First, we have Revolution by Jennifer Donnelly. This book caught me completely by surprise. This is about a girl who is grieving her younger brother, and her father takes her to Paris for winter break to hopefully help her heal. And while she's in Paris, she finds a journal of a girl from around the time of the French Revolution. This book is about how their stories intertwine, and it's just so great, and it's just so magical, and the writing is so well done and lyrical and very quotable. You just feel all of the feelings that the writer wants you to feel and how the character feels. You feel sad with them and happy with them, and it just takes you along for their journey of healing and sadness and happiness and everything. It's just such a good book, and I just really want everyone to read it because it does not get enough love, and I just really liked it a lot. And I'm probably going to reread this next year as well because I want to do a review on it, and I'm mad I didn't do one. I thought about doing one and then I didn't have time, and now I feel like I should have it more fresh in my memory if I were to do a review, so I do want to reread it. I would want to reread it anyway because I feel like this is also a book that you can get more out of the more times you read it as well. So this is definitely a favorite of the year. My top 2. And last but not least, we have Illuminated by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is also another very popular one on BookTube. Literally, this is probably on everyone's favorite list. The very brief, high-level synopsis is that this is about a couple who breaks up and then the next day their planet is destroyed. And it's just a completely enthralling sci-fi adventure with love, action, epicness, rogue AI, disease, everything you could ever want in a sci-fi book is all jam-packed in here. And as everyone knows, it's told in various forms of mixed media, and it has pages like this in it. I have a full review of this book. I actually did manage to review some books, so I'll link that down below and somewhere on the screen if you're interested. This is, again, one of my top 2 favorite books of the year. I really loved it, and if you take any of the books that I talked about in this video, then I suggest reading this one or Revolution. They're both great. They're both books that I think anyone could like. So those are all the books that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Those are my favorite books of 2016. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. In the comments down below, let me know what your favorite book of 2016 was, or one of your favorite books from 2016. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!